With what the world and the economy is going through right now, I thought it valuable to share with you how important it is to capture your industry. What can you do to become the expert? You know, there are more people on this planet who are so familiar with the fourth industrial revolution than any other industrial revolution preceding this one, and who will even acknowledge that we are in an industrial revolution. So, we all know about the fourth industrial revolution, but how familiar are you with the first industrial revolution, or the second, or even the third? So many people don't even know that they existed. But here we find ourselves in the fourth industrial revolution. And this just illustrates the immensity of this revolution, what it is and what it does. But the question is, how will it impact and affect you? So with the COVID-19, what has happened is this thrust us deeper into the fourth industrial revolution without us even realizing it. As we are in this crisis at the moment, we all know that the world has changed. It's around us. We've seen it. The way we do things are already so different. But we're never going to go back to how things were. Those days are gone. We've moved on. So the fourth industrial revolution has now kicked in many ways in many companies. And the companies that are going to survive are the ones that have implemented the fourth industrial revolution technologies, and the others who haven't are not going to survive. What is going to happen, which we already know, and this is old news, is that a lot of the jobs that we are familiar with today are going to disappear. But there will be new industries that will open up, as we've already seen during the lockdown, with the surge of opportunists making masks and sanitizers, where there wasn't an industry like that before. And it's wonderful that people are taking that opportunity and looking for things to do. But in very much the same way, there will be other opportunities that will spring up and do things very differently to what we know. And this is really what I want to chat about, is to find out how the fourth industrial revolution really affects us when we need to market ourselves. And this is one area that if we do not pay attention to, we will fall deeper and deeper into the exclusion of participating in the marketplace. So, how can you capture your industry? What can you do to be able to become the expert? Now, if I mention the name Elon Musk, so what do you think he's well known for? When I ask that question in South Africa, all the South Africans put their hand up and say, he's an ex-South African and that's all that matters. But Elon Musk is better known for the electric car, the Tesla, and his storage batteries. So if I were to ask you, which is the best running shoe, the majority of people would say, Nike. So the real question here is, just because we know of the Tesla, does that make the Tesla vehicle the best electric car on the road? Well, chances are not. And is Nike the best running shoe? Well, some people will agree, others won't. But the interesting thing is that both of these products are capturing their respective industries, and they are the leaders in the industry. And with that, they are able to double their price tag because they're so well known, and because they are perceived to be leaps ahead in their industries. So if you're going to walk around in a Nike shoe, people will look at you because you are walking in a brand. So how did Elon Musk, how did Nike get to be in their position? Now, it isn't necessarily because they have the best product. It's really because their marketing is so effective. And more so now in the fourth industrial revolution, that couldn't be more important. You see, it's people's attitudes that have changed now. People's buying decisions have changed. And we need to click into that to be part of that wave that is now taking the industry and the marketplace by storm. So even now that we are still in the middle of COVID-19, people still need product and goods. And it's not that they're going for the cheapest product, but they're going for something that's going to give them value or a perceived value. But most important, something that's going to last, which means that they need to have, and all products need to have today, is super good quality at the best possible price, even if the price is above your nearest competitor. Now, let's put that into an example. So let's assume the average running shoe in the marketplace is $100. But the Nike Air Max 270 is $140, 40% more. And yet, the best-selling shoe in the United States is the Nike Air Max 270. So why would that be? Well, people have really placed their trust and faith into brands because there's the backup. So I would rather spend $140 on a pair of running shoes thinking it's going to give a better performance and it's going to last twice the amount of time. So, which means then that this becomes a bargain for me. Now, are other shoes in the marketplace made any different to a Nike? Probably not, because others have copied what Nike has done and they sell it at half the price of a Nike. And this is where the Chinese have modeled themselves by copying top brands made with a cheaper quality material and still selling them half the price than what the original one could be, and they're still very competitive in the industry. So it stands to reason that this copy, being so much cheaper, is made from cheaper material, and it will never last a third of the time that a genuine Nike would, or even a Nike's competitor would last. So all I need to say is thank you to the Chinese for making our decision a lot easier. So what if your product can be the most sought after product? What if you had to charge double for your product? So generally, the perception is that if something is more expensive, it is a better quality. So now let's take a German-engineered motor vehicle. Well, it's no accident that 75% of them are high-end luxury vehicles with a much higher price tag. Generally, they are perceived to be quality vehicles. They're perceived to be very reliable, which last longer than other vehicles. So, is that really true? Well, whilst we do see a lot of older Mercedes, for instance, on the road, compared to, let's say, Toyota, this tells us that a Mercedes is by far a better vehicle. That would stand to reason, not so? Well, not really. In the 2020 Reliability Index, none of these vehicles shown here on the slide appear in the top 5. And Mercedes doesn't even make it in the top 16. So what does that mean? That it's not a reliable vehicle. So our perception is that by owning a Mercedes, you are owning reliability, you're owning comfort, you're owning safety, you're owning quality, the investment is there, etc. So while some of these features are included and are real, a Mercedes, according to the index, is not considered a reliable vehicle. Now, is Mercedes worried about that? No, not at all. What they have done with their clever marketing and very strategic marketing, they've allowed their customers to perceive that their vehicles are quality. And if you go onto the Mercedes website, there's not one mention of the word quality at all. And they've professed that they don't consider it as a quality vehicle. It might be, it may not be, it doesn't matter. But their market is not selling a quality vehicle because the perception is already there. Their market is based on status. And that modeling has placed them as the third bestseller in the United States during 2019. So, just as we're talking about perceptions and how important perceptions are that people attach to a product, at times and so often, the individuals behind those products may also play a very important part. And this is super when it comes to entrepreneurs. So, let's look at Elon Musk again. Now, I think that whatever he produces people will follow him because he's the reputation of being the master in his field. So although nobody's ever asked me the question if I would like to go on a space flight, and would I do it with NASA or Elon Musk, I think I would choose Elon Musk. Now, I don't know too much about space engineering, but my perception, and a lot of other people's perceptions, is that one would be a little more safer with Elon Musk simply because he is so innovative. So, enough of Elon Musk, but what can you do to become the Elon Musk or the Bill Gates of today in your industry? And if you could, why would it be so important to you, and what can you get out of it? So let's just look at this a little bit deeper. It's no secret that in today's environment, most companies are battling to get new business, and customers are just not interested in speaking to almost anybody, especially us, and buying as they did before. So already that has changed. In reality, why should somebody buy from you? And what is it going to take to get them to agree to even make an appointment with you? And the reason why things have changed is that the market has so many choices of service providers that every second person now, especially in the lockdown and especially in this environment, are becoming entrepreneurs. So your base of competitors is getting bigger and bigger. Someone new into the industry might give fantastic service, and they might give a really good product. But because they're desperate, they're going to cut the price in half. So why would someone's motivation be to use you? Ideally, you want to be in a position where you don't want to cold call anymore. You want to cut down on your marketing. You don't want to spend hours and hours of sending out your brochures and emailing people and going on social media. But what if people out there would be able to cold call you? So the old way of prospecting and marketing, it's gone, it's finished. And the fourth industrial revolution has seen to that. So there are so many changes happening that you have to be one step ahead of your competitors. And the changes are becoming so advanced that they actually are starting to overtake our expertise at an incredible rate, forcing companies to lag behind in technology, in marketing, in customer contact, causing companies who are not applying that to become extinct. Now, the time to regroup and boost your business, to raise your profile, to be seen as the expert is now. And to survive the fourth industrial revolution as a business, there are two important factors that need to be taken into consideration and needs to be achieved. Firstly, one needs to be seen as the expert to market yourself into a position where the marketplace perceives you to be the expert. An expert will position themselves as the industry leader by being seen at industry functions, going around and giving talks, writing articles, using social media so strategically that blows the competitor away and makes it difficult for them to be able to catch up to you. You need to create that gap. You need to let people know of your skill through articles about your industry, about your product, about your business. One must be heard by running webinars, podcasts, being on radio and TV. So just to be out there and to be known in the industry, start to share tips and so-called secrets by writing a book, which will also help to give you credibility. Go around and start helping others in the industry and to give advice to whoever, even your competitors, and to work very closely with them, but just being strategic all along. The days of having competitors are gone. There's no place to be in competition with someone else. What you need to do is to look for ways strategically to be able to collaborate with them. The second step is to have the skills to survive the fourth industrial revolution. And to do this, one needs to implement the latest technology in all the elements of your business. Find out what your competitors are doing and see how you can do it better, faster, and a lot more effective. Work on developing more skills that are becoming so much more necessary, like creativity, having that intuition and working on it, building your entrepreneurial skills, even if you are working in an organization, to have that initiative to be able to set you apart, to lead from the front, and to get and teach humans and to work with humans to do what humans do best, and to work with machines what they do best. To apply complex problem solving and critical thinking to keep your business running like a well-oiled machine, and to learn ways to get on with other people, to get other people to become a lot more initiative and productive. Find new ways to boost your service levels with customers, making them wanting to keep on doing business with you, like communicating to their needs, which is so deep than before, to negotiate what is best for your customer and you, and to build these awesome relationships. The days of that old way of selling is gone. The selling that you did even the beginning of 2020, it's finished, it's gone. There are different ways. There are more strategic ways of being able to sell and to negotiate. So to be the expert will get more people searching and looking for you, means that you will get more quality customers and the opportunity of creating these long-lasting relationships. And by being recognized by your competitors, will automatically put you on a higher platform for you to start making changes in your industry and boosting you and your business to become the industry thought leader. And all of this happens when you are positioned at number one, allowing the marketplace to know you as the voice of authority. And I hope that there are some tips and tools that you're able to take away with you here to start making a change, to start making a difference. Get in touch with us and have a look, and we can help you on this pathway of becoming so much more successful. Thank you.